Hello, welcome to the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Tukert.
This is the podcast where we talk about all things Marvel, because this week we're talking all about the Marvel Cinematic Universe in our preview show for Avengers Infinity War. This episode's going to be completely focused on that, and to celebrate that, what I thought we'd do is I thought we'd have a little fun here. That was fun, right? Figuring this out?
Not really. It's kind of bored.
All right, so what we did was we ranked all the characters in the MCU, and we're going to go down the list or whatever and just talk about each character. First of all, our ranking, this is the rules that we set, the guidelines for this. Our ranking of these characters is based on the characters' appearance in the MCU films themselves, not just how much we like the characters like in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and only MCU films count towards the ranking, which really only affects Spider-Man because he's had more movies outside of the MCU than most of the other characters. Or Hulk too, I guess. Hulk had the Hulk outside of that.
Hulk smash.
Yeah. No non-superhero supporting characters. We're not counting characters like Happy Hogan or Pepper Potts. No SHIELD agents, so we're not counting Nick Fury, like Agent Carter, Maria Hill, Coulson. No TV characters, so no Quake, no Defenders, and definitely no Inhumans. As of Infinity War, these are characters that have all appeared in an MCU film as an official superhero as of Infinity War. So we're not including characters like Wasp, who's not Wasp yet, or Captain Marvel, who we haven't seen yet. We're not counting any like last minute like face turns, like characters like Scourge that like were a bad guy the whole time, but then they're a good guy, and it doesn't just make them a hero just because they did one good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we're including the characters that will appear in Infinity War that Marvel is classifying as superheroes. Like, you have the magazine covers and all this, like 23 superheroes. It's the ones that they're counting as superheroes. All of them count in this, with the exception of Loki, because Loki is still a villain. He's been a villain like 6 out of 7 times or whatever. He every now and then he'll team up, and then he'll always pull the thing. And just because the last time we saw him in Thor Ragnarok, oh, by the way, there'll be spoilers for all of these movies, all the Marvel movies to date, but you've probably already seen them all if you're listening to this, or if you're excited about Infinity War like we are. And Loki, Loki's a villain. He's really only ever been a villain, and occasionally he's done some heroic things, but there's nothing really to judge him on as a hero because you can never trust him. And like even in Thor Ragnarok, he was working with Thor, but he still stopped and took the time to stop and take the Cosmic Cube in Thor Ragnarok. So we know there's still some kind of mischievous part of him there.
Because he wanted to use it for a lava lamp.
Oh. Well, damn. Now we got to redo the list.
Yeah.
I thought he was being an asshole. Turns out he was just...
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started with the list, shall we?
Nah.
Okay. All right, well, that's all for this week. No, okay. Starting with the list, we have 31 characters. I'm sorry. I lied to you. We've got 32 characters on this list.
I don't care anymore.
Number 32, Howard the Duck. I'm kidding.
Isn't that All right.
Okay, really. The list starts at 31. It is Stakar Ogard, Starhawk, kind of slash the other Guardian, the Ravagers, like all the characters like Martin X and like all the other, God, I can't remember them all, Ving Rhames' character and Mainframe and all those characters, all part of the Ravagers in the movie, but really in the comics they are the Guardians of the Galaxy 3000. They're the original versions of the Guardians from the comics before the version of the Guardians we know and love came about in 2008-ish. There's mostly cameos for all these characters, so that's why it's kind of so low on the list. But yeah, I really got a kick out of seeing those characters in Volume 2. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as attached to them because I didn't get a lot of time with them, but they're all right. It's
mostly just the cameo in the end for a lot of them, but you had... So it was mostly Starhawk, Stallone's character, and Martin X, Michael Rosenbaum's character, were the ones you saw throughout the film. But they were involved in some of my favorite parts of that movie as far as the Ravager funeral thing at the end or whatever. That was a big thing. And the thing I liked about Stallone is like the Ravagers, they're all kind of scumbaggy, like a little bit. They run around, they're like kind of space pirates and shit like that. But the Starhawk had that code, the never mess with kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like he cares about the kids, man.
Are we gonna spend this much time on all 30 of these characters?
Yeah. All right, number 30, Hank Pym, Ant-Man.
We're not going to go your 30 and then my 30, are we?
No, we're just doing... That's why I did what I did, is so it's just one list.
Okay.
I basically took your number, my number, ranked them, and found the right ranking combining our two lists.
Okay.
So, because, like, I think I had Hank Pym at 31.
Okay.
And Starhawk at 30. That's why, basically, our bottom two are flipped.
Okay.
Hank Pym, Ant-Man. Michael Douglas's character in the first Ant-Man movie.
That's that small boy.
Little man.
Hey, little man.
Yeah, like most of his superheroics are in the past, but we did get to see Ant-Man in action in a couple of flashbacks. We saw Wasp too, but we didn't really get to see, much of the character as far as like, it was mostly just like a cameo appearance in those flashbacks. So maybe do Hank Pym Ant-Man / Janet Van Dyne Wasp like as our number 30, but wasn't really including Wasp yet because the new Wasp isn't part of it at all, and we'll see more of Janet in the new movie as well. But I thought it was really cool seeing like just that history of the Ant-Man establishing those things.
Seeing him throughout history is fun.
Yeah. And they could always go back and do more with that.
Yeah. Which
we'll get to see in the Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm sure.
Good.
29 is Piotr Maximoff, Quicksilver, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson in Age of Ultron. He was pretty low on both of our lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because he's the only character on this list that I can think of that has two versions going concurrently.
Yeah.
They had Age of Ultron and they have the X-Men, Days of Future Past is where he was introduced.
I kind of wish they didn't kill him off.
Yeah. I think he might be up higher on our list if they didn't kill him off.
Yeah.
I honestly like both versions of Quicksilver. They're two different versions, very different versions. But I like the one in this movie. He didn't get enough for me. And, looking back, he's just like in the rear view because he's one of the few characters on this that died like so early on. Stayed dead, yeah. Well, maybe not always. We may see him come back at some point.
True.
Maybe if this Marvel Fox deal goes through, maybe they might find a way to bring him back.
Maybe.
I liked his recurring line. For some of these I have quotes or whatever, just like stuff like that. But he had that one line, the "You didn't see that coming." Mm-hmm. Like I liked that. Yeah, that was fun. And he made the heroic play at the end. You thought it was Hawkeye that they were building up the whole time. Hawkeye was going to die.
Really did.
They switched to Quicksilver. 28 is Wong, played by Benedict Wong. He's in Doctor Strange, and he's going to be in Infinity War. He's on this list because he's part of the 23. I wouldn't normally think of him. My mind wouldn't immediately jump to him as a superhero when we're talking about these kind of characters, but he's one of the characters that Marvel is including in that list, so we're including him on ours. What do you think about Wong in the movie?
I think he's funny. I just like having him around.
Yeah. He's definitely more established, he's definitely a more established sorcerer and stuff, and they made him more of a contemporary to Doctor Strange than just his like manservant was what he was in the comics.
Yeah,
he's like his Watson. Yeah.
I'm excited to see like a future Doctor Strange where those two are just out solving stuff.
Yeah,
doing magic.
Can't wait for a sequel to that. I want to see more of that world. So I'm so glad like we're getting all these characters again in Infinity War. We're getting little glimpses of not only the characters but their side characters and their worlds and what's going on in all of these worlds at once. I can't wait. 27, Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o's character in Black Panther. I put her on the list because I know I had the rule of the character has to be one of the characters in Infinity War, but I don't know if she is in Infinity War. I know that Shuri and Okoye is in it, but I'm not 100% sure that she is. So she's not included as one of those superhero characters, but for me, it just seemed really weird to include like characters like Shuri and Okoye on this list and not include Nakia.
Yeah.
But of those three characters, she was my least favorite. I mean, I love Lupita Nyong'o as a fantastic actress. but she didn't bring as much to the table, I felt, as the other characters got, just based on the writing of the character. But I liked her a lot in the movie.
Yeah, me too. She did good.
Yeah. 26 is Mantis.
Okay.
Played by Pom Klementieff. I don't know how you pronounce it for sure. She was introduced in Guardians Volume 2. I loved this character in the comics. And it's a different version here, but I still liked what they did with her.
What's different in the...
Her powers. I mean, she's green in the comics, but they have so many green characters in the Guardians.
Yeah.
So, but she's green. She looks a little different, but she's still got the basic general, like, the antenna and all that stuff. But in the comics, she sees the future.
Oh.
So it's really cool. Like, it's very ominous. Like, she knows shit that's coming up, the bad shit that's going to happen coming up and stuff like that. And you could have fun with a character like that. But in this one, they kind of still made it slightly like, she has some kind of sight into something else. She could just feel people's emotions and stuff like that. So that was cool. We don't know yet how much help she's going to be in a fight.
I mean, if she could put Thanos to sleep for a second.
Yeah, I mean...
If she can get close enough.
Remember when we talked about that before? Like, how she would, like, be in a fight if she was just kind of moving around like a water dancer or something. Just, like, kind of just reaching out and just touching people and putting them out. Like, that would be awesome.
If she could put Thanos to sleep, Ant-Man jumps up into his ear and it busts out of his skull. I think we're set.
You don't need 23 heroes. You just need 2.
Just need 2.
Yeah, but I love that character, and I was...
Or what if Vision, like, phases, like, into Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Just, like, full, like, body in and just, let's go.
Yeah. What would that do to him?
I don't know. Wow.
All right. 25. James Rhodey Rhodes, a.k.a. War Machine.
Yep.
It's played by Don Cheadle in 5 films. And
Is it really 5 already?
Yeah, and poor old Terrence Howard in 1 film.
All he had to do was just nothing.
Yeah.
Could have just sat back and been War Machine. What was he? Was he like fussing about money or something?
Yeah, it was. But here's the thing. I think that he was the first actor to sign on to the first Iron Man movie.
Okay.
He's the first actor, I guess, to be cast in all of the MCU. And I think he was getting paid more than the other actors. And then when they did the second movie, they were like, well, Robert Downey Jr.'s got to make more. And so they bumped him up in the second one.
Did he forget that the title was Iron Man?
Yeah.
No, we forgot.
Yeah, he did. He forgot.
Dude,
you might want to wait until you get in the metal suit before you start doing that. And I hate when they do that, when they recast characters like this. But in the MCU, when they've done it, it's actually been more. I feel like it's been an improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 times they've done that.
Well, I mean, I feel like the Hulk recasting, that was more of like a lateral move.
Yeah, I do. I love Edward Norton as an actor, but I do think I like...
I mean, yeah, at this point now, I like Mark Ruffalo better, but I don't think, like, if Edward Norton had stayed on, it would have been...
Yeah. I was kind of bummed out at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, War Machine, Rhodey, he's had some very interesting stuff, like, going on. It was really cool that moment in the first movie where he sees the suit in Next Time, and at the time we're like, yeah, he's going to be War Machine.
Because, like, for a second I forgot, and then, like, they kind of pan over to, like, the suit hanging in the background. I was like, oh, yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of a bummer, like, he wasn't in Avengers, was he?
The first one, no.
Yeah. 5 movies. He was in the 2... Iron Man 2 and 3, Civil War, Avengers 2, and Infinity War. I'm counting Infinity War for these numbers. So yeah. As far as that was the ones that Don Cheadle appeared in, I heard that there was planned for him to appear in the Avengers at one point, and that would have been fun. But they got him in the second one, and he didn't officially join the team, but he did show up to help out a little bit at one point in that movie. So that was cool. And then by the end of that movie, he was on the new version of the Avengers. But yeah, he got that injury in Civil War, but looks like it kind of looks like he's coming back. Maybe. We know Don Cheadle's in the movie, and we see War Machine in there, but we don't know if Don Cheadle's the one in the War Machine costume.
Probably is.
Could be somebody else.
Like
probably is.
Terrence Howard.
Shuri.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'd be down. Yeah. All right. 24, Nebula, Karen Gillan. We met her in the Guardians film. She is one of Thanos' daughters, so I'm hoping to see her play a prominent role in Infinity War. Do you like Nebula?
Yeah.
Nebula?
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 Yeah, I like Nebula.
Do you like Nebula?
No.
Yeah, Nebula. I love Karen Gillan as an actress from Doctor Who and everything. So I was really, I wish they'd have done a little bit more with her, but I kind of do dig the stuff that they did do. Like there's little stuff like her getting hurt in the first movie and then just kind of fixing herself. Like when she first did that, I was like, oh, that is so rad. And then like in the second movie, just that sister relationship with Gamora, I always really liked that.
Yeah.
And just the idea of them both being this mad Titan's daughter and our daughters, and like him having kind of pitting them against each other almost.
Is Thanos going to be mad at Star-Lord for dating his daughter?
Probably. He's going to drive him to prom and he's going to turn around in the car and just have a gun.
He just has a gun.
He has the Infinity Gauntlet. Did we do this bit before?
I don't think so.
Okay, I can't. It feels like we're repeating.
We might have done it with someone else.
Yeah.
That same thing, but with just different characters.
Yeah.
He just kind of throws the Infinity Gauntlet like up on the seat. He's like just staring at him.
All right, number 23, Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen in 4 films.
I like her better than Quicksilver.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I really like the character of Scarlet Witch for some reason. Like in the comics and in any animated versions I've seen and the shows.
In this, I'm wondering if her and Doctor Strange are going to have any type of fun dialogue back and forth.
Yeah.
Or like using their powers together to do something.
Magic.
Right? Yeah, magic stuff.
It's not quite magic, but it basically is.
Yeah, I'd put it in the same
I would too, yeah. I always kind of thought, like, connected those, like, the kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, she's a witch.
Right.
She's a sorcerer. Not literally witch. In the comics, she's a mutant, but you get it.
Yeah.
Like, I love the character, and I want to see them do a little more with that character than they've done, because she's, like, I think she's one of their most powerful members.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can do some crazy shit. She's rewritten reality and stuff in the comics, and they haven't gone anywhere near to the level of power that she has.
I wonder if she'll do anything like that in this. Like
maybe
get a new ability type deal.
Yeah, I thought that maybe we'll talk about. I want to save the last like section of the show. Remember that, because at the end of the show, I do want to kind of quickly discuss our like kind of thoughts about Infinity War and predictions and stuff like that. So let's save that because that's an interesting topic. 22, Groot, Vin Diesel. Voiced this character in 3 films. You have some of the classic quotes like "I am Groot," and "I am Groot," and you have I think he said "I am Groot" once.
No, I don't remember him saying that.
No, he did say "We are Groot."
He did.
Yes,
cried like a bitch.
Yeah, that'll just tug right.
I should make my list of like things that made me cry the most.
Yeah. You should do that in your review for Infinity War. These are the top 10 things that made me cry like a little bitch. Just that ugly cry.
Yeah, I don't do like a cool masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like a.
We got our spoiler alert. We got our tickets for the movie already. We're seeing it Thursday. Not going to a press screening or anything. We're going to see it opening night.
Like civilians.
Yeah. But we're going to see it and we got our tickets. But it was very limited choices for our tickets, so we're all the way off to the side. Yeah, which I kind of prefer. But in this theater, because
you prefer.
Yeah, I prefer. But in this theater, it's a smaller theater than there's a big one that they're doing at the 7 o'clock, and we're going to the 9 o'clock, and it's smaller theater, so it's not as big of a deal.
All right,
we're gonna have to be off in the corner anyway because we're both gonna be crying like little bitches over there in the dark. Just like, don't even look at me. You only have to turn away from one side. All right, 21. Clint Barton, Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner's played this character in 5 films now. Doesn't quite feel like it. It feels like we've seen so little of him.
Yeah.
And I think it was Phase 2 especially where we saw so little of him and Hulk. Like, because we at least got a solo Hulk movie in that first one.
Yeah.
And then in Phase 3 so far, we've got him in Thor Ragnarok again. And same thing with Hawkeye. I mean, Phase 1, he had that cameo in Thor. And then was in Avengers, and then we didn't see him again until Avengers 2. And it's like I think Avengers done him dirty, man. Like He had the least screen time of all the Avengers. If you look at it, Thor was second to least. That surprised me. Like rewatching it, because like both of us are rewatching. We're kind of both at the same. We're both like, you just finished Thor Ragnarok. You said today, and I'm like in the middle of Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, but Avengers, man, like they kind of done him dirty, but they made up for it. I feel like in the second movie, because they really explored some of his family life and stuff like that, and that's kind of added a new layer to the character and stuff. But I always like Hawkeye the way they do it. I'm a sucker for like the Archer type characters.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I feel like he's had the right amount of time. I'm curious what he's going to be doing in Infinity War.
Yeah, he's the big question mark.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. We know he's going to be in Avengers 4, though.
He's just going to pop an arrow right in Thanos' neck. Just
yeah.
Everyone's going to be like, whoa!
Again, I kind of want to
say that. What if he steals an Infinity Stone, sharpens it, puts it on the tip of the arrow, and just blasts Thanos right in the neck?
Oh, shit.
He writes Thanos' name on the Infinity Stone and then shoots him with it.
That would be amazing. So you want this stones, you son of a bitch?
Who's stupid now?
Smile, you son of a bitch.
You say, who's stupid now, bitch?
All right, number 20, Drax, Dave Bautista's character.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I doubted the hell out of Dave Bautista going into this.
So did I.
Yeah, but
I really like him.
I never really liked him as a wrestler, but I love him as Drax, and it like made me like him. Like I remember he came back to WWE right before Guardians came out. He came back at the Royal Rumble, and then headlined WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, and like he had that 2-month stretch, and people were booing the hell out of him. Just boo Tista and blue Tista because he wore blue trunks one time, and people would not let that go. and they were all on his nuts. But like, I feel like if he had done that the next year after Guardians of the Galaxy came out, oh my God, people it'd be a completely different thing. And I think so. I still think I heard rumors of him maybe wanting to come back. He might be. Ooh, that would be amazing.
What?
The same day that Avengers comes out, they're doing this pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, where it's the world's greatest battle or Royal Rumble. It's a 50-man Royal Rumble, the biggest one they ever had, and if they have to fill it with 50 men.
How many have they had previously? 50's not.
Royal Rumble is usually 30 men. There was one year they did 40 men.
Okay,
but this is gonna be 50.
All right.
So, and they're pulling out all this stuff. So I have a feeling we're gonna see some people that we haven't seen in a long time.
Is he gonna come out as Drax?
Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be heartbreaking if he dies in Infinity War the night before.
No.
You're like all sad, and then we watch this Royal Rumble, and he comes out and is like, yeah! Drax the Destroyer! All right, number 19, Valkyrie. I had Valkyrie a lot higher up on my list than you did. I think I had her at like 11. I just love this character. Like I rewatched Thor Ragnarok the other day just to rewatch it. Like I'm not even there yet in my binge, so I'm gonna get to watch it one more time before Infinity War. But I don't think she's in Infinity War, and that really bums me out.
Well, I mean, there's 50 other people that are gunning for those spots.
What happened? Are we just gonna see Thor? Are we not gonna see what happened to that ship?
You might.
Because at the end of Thor, again, spoilers, I said it earlier, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. But at the end of Thor, you see them all on that ship going, and then they see the bigger ship, and it's Thanos' ship. So, like, are we not going to see any of that? Are we just, the first time we see Thor, it's just going to be when he smashes into the Guardian's windshield?
Probably.
Yeah, so, like, because
they've only got a limited amount of time to get this thing going, so.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted to at least see something going on with there.
Yeah, but if you start breaking it down, like, there's so many people like, I want to see about this character, though, then, so it's what are you going to do?
But Valkyrie, man, like, I would love to see her involved in there. She's awesome. The character's real name is Brunhilde. Yeah, she's awesome. Tessa Thompson just crushes this role. She's a badass. Like, remember when they're, like, escaping, that planet with the Grandmaster planet with all the Hulk stuff or whatever. She's like jumping from ship to ship, just taking them out like a badass with that like dragon fang sword thing. She's awesome. I love that like Hulk is her buddy, and then she comes up and they just kind of wrestle around and stuff. Just like I love that relationship. She's got little funny things like she's drunk a lot and stuff, and they're just little silly things. Like it's just a cool character. Like when she walks in and like those two guards standing there, and she just kicks one of his staffs, and he kind of like jerks a little bit. It's great, man. Can't wait to see her again. I don't know when we will, but hopefully soon. Maybe Avengers 4. Number 18, Okoye. Denai Guerrero's character in Black Panther. She's coming back in Infinity War. What do you think about her character?
I really like her. I just wish she could have played Storm. That's my really only...
Yeah. But
I do really like her in the movie, though.
She's great.
Yeah.
I like seeing her playing another awesome character aside from Michonne. Like
Wolverine.
She's such a beast as Michonne, but like it's cool seeing her playing such another badass, strong character in Black Panther, where it's like these female, this whole like Dora Milaje thing is just awesome. She's the leader of all of these badass women. It's like being the leader of the Amazons and stuff.
What if just to piss off DC, like like her hair in Walking Dead is like a wig, right?
Yeah.
But what if like that was her real hair?
Yeah.
But like they CGI'd it off.
Oh, bald. Made her bald just with CG.
Yeah, kind of just to fuck with DC. Just like, look.
Look what we can do.
She wasn't even wearing like a green screen cap or anything. Just we just.
All right.
And then they gave her a mustache.
What if they did an Infinity War? Everyone had a mustache.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the mustache cut. I want that
mustache cut.
Demanding the mustache cut. That was 18. Number 17 is Vision. Paul Bettany. He was in 4 films as Jarvis before he became Vision in Age of Ultron, and he's been in 3 films as Vision, which seems so short. Makes me like I want to see more Vision because I love that character.
I think he will. I think he'll get. He's gonna get got.
He's gonna get got.
But I think he'll be back.
He's gonna get ungotten at once.
Because he's like a robot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love that character, man. Like I love the relationship forming there between him and Scarlet Witch. I think that's maybe one of the reasons I like Scarlet Witch so much is because I love Vision and just kind of seeing that relationship slowly build and kind of piece itself together in this movie. Like even in Age of Ultron, like at the end after Quicksilver dies and she's like ripping that Ultron apart, he just comes in there and grabs her and takes her away. I thought that was a nice moment of him being the one to pull her out of there and stuff, and then you see that relationship slowly develop because they're both living in the Avengers headquarters in Civil War. I love that. And obviously the one of my favorite moments, and people shit on Age of Ultron all the time, but there's so much stuff in that movie I like. It might not be as good as the first one, but it doesn't mean it's a bad movie, at least in my opinion. But that moment when he grabs Thor's hammer and hands it to him,
that's pretty great.
Oh, like that party scene, you just feel like it's all set up. But when he hands him that hammer, it's just amazing.
I really like just an editing choice. I wish they would have had Ultron kind of bust in as Cap was about to lift that hammer. Yeah. So like you just never knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, was he about to lift it?
Yeah.
Because like if anyone's gonna.
Like you see it budge like it does.
Yeah.
And then Ultron comes in. Yeah.
Do you think? Well, I guess Mjolnir's gone. Never mind. I was gonna say, do you think in this one Cap's gonna lift it?
Oh yeah, it's not around anymore.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like just one shot of him like picking it up and just whipping it.
Yeah. That'd have been great. Oh, we can't do that.
Why wouldn't Cap have been able to lift it? I mean, if anyone on that team other than Thor was going to be worthy at the time.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Right? Like what how good do you got to be? Like Thor wasn't that good.
I think I heard a theory. There was something. Oh, I heard a theory about that.
Thor put some glue under it.
Yeah. Yeah. He put some super Asgard glue. Like, no, the theory that I heard is the one thing he had. The one reason he couldn't lift it is because he still had that secret that he knew that Bucky killed Tony's parents.
All right.
And he didn't tell him because apparently I think he found that out in Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I think that scene where they're doing the war games thing is like, you want to play a game kind of thing, and like her and like Scarlet Witch, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, and enough. Cap are hacking into the thing. I think that's when he found out that Winter Soldier killed Tony's parents and didn't tell him. So it's the one thing, like the one check mark in the other tally, like in the other.
I'll give it to him. Fair enough.
It's kind of smart. Like,
yeah,
there's an in-universe reason if that's the reason.
I mean, it makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Number 16.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, he made the list.
Dumbledore. Number 16.
Shuri. Letitia Wright.
Mm-hmm.
She was my hands down my favorite character in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to see. I think my favorite thing about seeing more of Wakanda in this movie is that we're going to get to see her again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to see her interact with Tony Stark and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's like some stupid stuff where people are like, oh, wouldn't Tony Stark hate her just because she's smarter? We're like, why would he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he just be impressed and be like, hey, show me how you do this?
Yeah. Like
why would he hate her?
I don't think he's that way to someone who's might be smarter than him.
Right.
Like, I feel like when there's obvious that he's way smarter than other people, like Justin Hammer or people like that, he's going to be like, look down his nose at those people. But he respects like peers and stuff. And you saw how he, in Avengers, when Bruce Banner and him are, they're having that bromance is first starting to blossom there. He's like, finally, someone who speaks English.
It'd be great to see Tony, Bruce, and Shuri like having like a science-y conversation.
That'd be so good.
And like others around them just being like, I don't know what.
Yeah. It's like a really
like
long
Thor
scene.
trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like an Arrow whenever you get like Cisco and Felicity together and stuff like that. And you can get Cisco, Felicity, and Curtis all together and they're just like yammering on. And you have like, none of this makes any sense to me. It's going over everybody's head. That'd be amazing. Mm-hmm. She really should become Ironheart. That'd
be cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a different character in the comics.
Yeah.
Riri Williams, but it makes sense in this version. She was so fantastic. And
like, maybe like they have like a fun little connection like early on, and like Tony dies, and like she kind of is like, hey, this my buddy for a minute. Like, I'll pick up the mantle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to have some good scenes in there with him if you're going to do that. She could die, and then I don't know for sure in the comics. I think I said at one point that I don't know if Tony Stark is dead, but he might be dead in the comics when she becomes Ironheart. I don't know either way. I've never read that stuff, but I think I saw something where it was her and there was a hologram of Tony Stark, and I was like, oh, if there's a hologram, maybe he's dead. But that would be cool if he was like her Jarvis.
That'd be neat.
And she was Ironheart. That would be amazing, because then it's just like what Paul Bettany did. He would come in for like 2 hours and record all of his lines. And he'd fuck off with all the money.
Fuck off.
Do that with Robert Downey Jr. He'd probably get a lot of money even for just coming in for 2 hours to do the voice.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Ron Howard is Jarvis.
I'd like stuff to stick to the comics for certain things. Like, I wouldn't like if they made if they passed the mantle of Captain America in the movie on to someone else other than like Bucky or Falcon. One of those, either one, even if it's not in the same order it was in the comics. If they go with Falcon before
Honestly, Bucky. I feel like they might do both at the same time and make that a movie.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
You know what I mean?
Seeing the two of them work together.
Yeah.
Like if Bucky is in the Cap costume and
then Falcon is
in the Falcon suit,
but still with the wings,
with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I really like that idea.
Like, to me, that would be like really, because like I don't feel like Captain America has to be just one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they've already kind of established like that those two have some kind of a relationship now. Like we saw a little bit of that in Civil War and everything. I like that idea.
They have a good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
You know, buddy cop movie type.
Yeah.
There's that. It's like a buddy cop movie.
Yes. I like that a lot.
They solve crimes.
Yeah, but as far as like a character taking on the mantle of another character, I prefer to stick to the comics as much as possible, but there are two instances of that, and the one is Shuri. I would love to see her be Ironheart.
Yeah.
Don't know much about Riri Williams, but I love Shuri and seeing
I like
her
that idea.
Do this stuff. I know in the comics Shuri does become Black Panther for a period, and that would be cool, but you know I don't see that happening anytime soon.
It's a little fresh right now.
Yeah. A little too early on. I don't think we would see that until maybe at least the third movie or something. Because it was already the period in this movie where T'Challa was presumed dead for a little bit, so they'd have to do that or something like that.
Each movie he gets thrown off of a waterfall.
Yeah, he's like, God damn, why do we still have this?
I'm putting a bridge here. I'm putting a safety net down here.
Yeah.
Because I know in the next movie, some asshole's gonna kick me off of it. Everyone's gonna go, oh no, he's dead. I'm gonna wake up in a pile of snow and have to do this all over again.
Yeah. Baku's like, he's back. So come get your shit. And the other character I'd like to see take on a mantle that they didn't in the comics, as far as I know, is I would rather see Valkyrie take on the mantle of Thor over Jane Foster, who that's never going to happen. They might do Jane Foster but recast her.
Yeah.
I think it's even been long enough that they could recast her. Thor: The Dark World was the last movie she was in.
Yeah.
So they could recast it and just say, "Oh, this is Jane Foster now."
Is she just not interested in doing it?
I don't know. I just don't think she's ever really worked as that character.
Yeah.
I mean, less in the second movie than the first movie, but I just don't feel like they have chemistry. Like they don't really have a great chemistry. And Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth had like that instant chemistry.
Yeah.
And not that you'd really need it if they do that sort of thing, but because it's not like Thor died, he just became unworthy. And so do that and make Valkyrie. Like maybe she's had a dark past, like she was the only remaining Valkyrie and everything, and she's gone down a rabbit hole of drinking and stuff like that and fucking around. And now, like, she could have like a redemptive arc and everything, and then she can become worthy when Thor becomes unworthy. All right. Moving on. 15, Gamora.
Yep.
Zoe Saldana. I really like her in these movies. She's a badass character.
Yeah, she's really cool.
I really like her. Speaking of chemistry, I love the chemistry between her and Chris Pratt. They're really great in these movies. And I like them, again, like I said, I like the stuff with her and Nebula.
Yeah. I like the character. I think she's cool. I'd like to see more of her. I like what do you call it? That she has a connection to Thanos. Mm-hmm. It looked like in the trailer that was like her as a little girl.
Yeah, holding his hand.
She's walking with him. Curious to see what that's about.
Giant hand. Josh was telling me, my cousin Josh was saying, he was over here earlier, he was talking about in that scene of her holding like the hand, people were speculating that it was She-Hulk. He was like, you people are idiots.
That'd be a weird way to introduce that character.
Yes, it would. He just said that he saw some people online in some message group saying that, and he was like,
I mean, all right, if they are gonna kill off the big four,
yeah,
She-Hulk would be a good replacement
for Hulk. Yeah,
because I mean, right?
I don't imagine they'll kill all four of the big four.
Maybe not in this one, but I mean,
a couple movies down the road, maybe one in this one in.
I feel like they're gonna do 2 in this one and then 2 in the next. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Thor and Hulk sticking around most of all.
Yeah, I think
Hulk doesn't have to have his own movies because they just don't do that.
Right, and I think Cap and Iron Man are gonna
unfortunately
call it deuces. Yeah,
they have people set up for Cap. No one's set up to take over Iron Man unless they do this Shuri thing with Ironheart. Okay, so 15 was Gamora.
I think Rocket Raccoon should be Iron Man. Fucking
Iron Raccoon.
I mean, he knows his tech stuff. He can chit chat with Shuri and
when it comes to blowing shit up, he knows that.
Get some tips.
Yeah. 14 is Bucky Barnes.
Okay.
/ the Winter Soldier / White Wolf. He's gonna, in the comics, there's a character named White Wolf that was like a white man that was an adopted son of T'Chaka. And so he was like kind of like an adopted brother of T'Challa, and he was just called White Wolf. But at the end, in the post-credit scene of Black Panther, we see Bucky and the kids are calling him White Wolf. So I think that might be his new code name that he takes on, at least in this movie. Which is kind of cool.
It's my new code name.
It's what you want people to call you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but Bucky is he's had a very interesting like, who would have thought, like, when that first movie came out, like if you weren't really a comic book reader, you didn't know much about that character.
Right.
And he was just Cap's friend.
He's Cap's buddy.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess he's dead.
Yeah. Nope. They did some really cool stuff with that character.
Yeah.
And in the comics, and now they've transferred a lot of that stuff over into the movies, like his big arcs and everything. So that's really cool. Our number 13, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Johansson. She's been in 6 films, so which actually that's the same amount of films that Sebastian Stan has played Bucky Barnes in, 6 films at this point. So we're getting in the character. These people have been in a lot of these movies.
Mm-hmm. I wish she would have done the Russian accent.
Yeah,
that's a minor quibble.
It would have been I don't think she needs it all the time, like, but yeah, like just most of the versions we're familiar with, she has a Russian accent.
Yeah, but
I like the idea that she would have the ability to turn it off because of the thing, which is probably what she's doing. She's usually just I wish they would have her use the Russian accent just a little bit. Just establish that that's what she would normally sound like.
That's how she answers the phone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yelosevich.
Oh, hey Tony.
Yeah, but she has consistently been a badass throughout all the movies. Like I've always liked her in this role.
She does that Hurricane Rana move a lot.
She does, yeah.
That's her go. That's like her version of Cap throwing a shield.
Yeah. But you know what I noticed this time watching? Like I thought she just didn't have like the stinger things, like the wristband thing she wears.
Yeah.
Those like little stinger pulse things.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot she had those in the first movie because I think it only showed her using it like once and it didn't really draw attention to it. But she really got those and like used them a bunch in the second Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. And I think that's my favorite Black Widow costume with the blue like kind of piping around it and stuff. I like that. I really liked a lot of the costumes in that movie. We were talking earlier about how you like Cap's costume.
Yeah, Age of Ultron Captain America costume is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's probably when they hit the peak for those costumes for me.
And I like in that Hulk had like, purposely purple stretchy pants.
Yeah.
That like someone made for him.
Yeah, but Black Widow, I'm so ready for a Black Widow movie at this point. Like,
what would it be?
Well, like it's the same thing with like remember when the Han Solo movie was announced and we were talking about like, well, what really a Han Solo movie? But if you look at it, he's got so many story points you can hit on, like that game of Sabacc where he won the Millennium Falcon from Lando and the Kessel Run and the life debt with Chewie and all these things. Natasha Romanoff has these things in the MCU. She has a lot of things like that. She talks all the time, especially in Avengers, she talks about the red in her ledger and talks about the bad she's done and trying to do good to outweigh that. And you also have like her history with Hawkeye and stuff. And there's references to like Budapest and everything and like what happened there, which I think is just a throwaway line and a joke. Yeah. But a lot of people on the internet have taken that as like, what happened? We want to know. We've never seen that stuff. And also the Winter Soldier, she knew of him before, and I think maybe she might know a lot more of him than she let on in the Winter Soldier.
It could be interesting.
They could have had like a history in there because they were both. He was a Russian. He was used as a Russian assassin. She was Russian, and like they could do some really cool stuff with that. So that would be great to see a Black Widow solo movie where you have Jeremy Renner and Sebastian Stan both playing kind of side parts in it.
You know what kind of annoys me about Age of Ultron? People like tearing into it. There's like the scene where she's having that conversation with Bruce.
Yeah.
And they're like, what was it?
She says she's a monster, but it comes right on the heels of her saying that she can't carry a child.
And everyone's like, oh, that makes it... No, stupid. That's not what she meant.
You're connecting dots that are not connected.
Like you're going all the way around just to pick a fight. Like she's obviously talking about killing people.
Yeah,
and
being
like
an
Bruce
assassin.
has inadvertently killed people. Like,
That's what she was talking about, not the fact that she couldn't have a kid.
Why would that ever make, like, if anything, that made me feel like, oh man, she wanted a family and stuff.
Yeah.
But this fucked up thing happened. Now she can't.
Yeah.
Biologically.
Yeah, but that's not what she said made her a monster.
Right. What if she adopts Rocket Raccoon? Is like.
Aw. All right. Number 12, Sam Wilson, the Falcon.
I really like him as he's got like a good energy.
Yeah.
That is just brought to the team, and
on camera and off. Like you see like the behind the scenes things of Winter Soldier. He's just like, cut the check and all that stuff. I love that. Like he's a really Falcon's a character I didn't know much about. I knew him; he was Captain America's buddy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Anthony Mackie's what made me really like that character, and just
Yeah.
the little things. Like I love the stuff in Civil War where he's got was it Redbeak or what? Is that what it's called? Red Wing.
Redwing.
Redbeak. Red Wing. The mechanical in the comics it was an actual Falcon, which I thought was weird. But he's got the mechanical version of that. Pet him. Go on, pet him. It's like I'm not touching that.
Also, like, what was it? Later on, it's like bird costume.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love the little jokes, and just seeing him play off of Bucky was really cool in that movie.
Yeah. And I like the visual of like him giving Cap a lift.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always looks cool.
All right, number 11 is Rocket.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper voices this character, and I forget that it's Bradley Cooper all the time.
I do too.
You don't really hear Bradley Cooper's voice.
No, he's doing a good job. They're doing something. They might be pitching it one way or the other to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. I can hear it when I try to, but I forget about it like that. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like when I hear I Am Groot, I hear Vin Diesel's voice. I know it's him. But, like, Rocket, like, it's good. It's good. Good vocal acting. I like what he's doing with the character. And it's just fun. What number did you have Rocket on? You had him up really high.
I had him at, like, number 3.
You had him at 3, yeah. I had him down much lower. That's why he landed around 11.
Because for me, like, my top 5 were, like characters I related to on some level, but also just like enjoyed the most. Yeah. And to me, Rocket is like probably one of the most like I was just trying to mind my own goddamn business. Yeah. Type characters, and they turned me into this thing. Yeah. And he's just annoyed. Yeah. And he's like.
And when you find out why in the first movie, you're like, yeah, I get it, man. Yeah. Like, he had a shit life.
Yeah, trying to mind his own business.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you relating to him more than like any other character in the MCU. Yeah. But yeah, Rocket. I love the character. Love what they've done with him. Yeah. I think I'm most excited about seeing the Avengers meet the Guardians in this movie because I want to see how people react to Rocket.
He's gonna be the one because he is a raccoon. Yeah. That's the thing. Like
people know what he looks.
They
what
can
a raccoon
imagine
is.
like, oh, an alien. Okay, got it. Whatever. Yeah. But this is a raccoon. Yeah. Talking.
They recognize what he is like. And just like when he's gonna be, you know how pissed he was when Star-Lord called him a raccoon. Yeah. Do you think we might see Rocket meet an Earth raccoon and see him reacting to seeing what raccoons look like on Earth?
Why isn't he up walking around?
What's he doing? Why is he digging in the trash?
What an idiot!
This guy's dumb. He finally gets it, and he has a nervous breakdown. Yeah. So I'm like the best of all of them, right?
Right? I'm the best, right?
The best raccoon. Oh. All right, number 10. I was really happy to see that this guy made our top 10. Yondu. Yeah. Michael Rooker, only in 2 films as Yondu, but
it's the character turn in Guardians 2.
Yeah. He was a fun kind of like on the fringe, like kind of baddie in the first movie. Yeah. But seeing him like
rounded it out really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of that stuff made me cry.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, like that. I was just a blubbering mess like in that movie. It was my first press screening, and I couldn't invite a guest, and it was just me. So I was surrounded on either side by people, and I was just trying to hold back. But that was one that really got to me.
It was him talking to Rocket on the ship. Yeah. About like, I know you because you're me. Yeah. Pushing other people away and all that kind of shit. I was like, all right, I get that. And the whole keeping Star-Lord, kind of being like the father figure, all that stuff was great.
He said the quote I love is that he may be your father, but he ain't your daddy. Or yeah.
And I like you said you're gonna said you're gonna eat me. I was like, that was being funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just such a great character, and that was just probably one of the most emotional scenes for me in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, I think a lot of people, are hit or miss on Guardians 2, but I really like that movie because of that stuff and the emotional stuff. I think they hit notes that they haven't hit in many of the other movies.
I love Guardians 2.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, you got the Scott Lang version of Ant-Man. I think this is the only character that we have 2 different versions of the same character on this list.
Yeah.
Of the same, like, quote unquote, like, name, like, mantle. So, we talked a lot about other characters, but this is the first one to see what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Lang is Ant-Man. Of course, Paul Rudd was in 3 films. You got Ant-Man, and he's going to have 4 films before this year is up, but his 3rd film is going to be Infinity War. And then right after that, we're going to see... Oh, wait. We don't know if he's in Infinity War. He's not in any of the stuff,
Maybe.
So he might not be.
Maybe not.
So, yeah.
Nobody knows.
Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, I have 3 films, question mark?
Oh.
Yeah, so 3, but we'll at least get to see him again this year.
Yeah.
I heard some people speculating, what if Hawkeye is in Ant-Man and the Wasp? Explain why both of those... Why all those characters aren't in this one.
Those 2 just hanging out.
Yeah. You remember when you were on my arrow? That was pretty sweet.
Want to do that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest moments. I had 2 things going into Civil War that I was like, I have to see Ant-Man on an arrow.
Right.
And I have to see Giant Man.
Got them both.
And I tried not to spoil anything. I mean, I knew that Giant Man was going to happen, but...
Yeah,
they
they put that in a TV spot.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's why I avoid the TV spots, because they ruin everything. But I know they put it in a TV spot after the movie came out. Like the week after it came out, I saw it, but it might have been in one before.
Uh-huh.
But I was...
I think it was also like in a Lego toy or something.
Yeah, it was. They ruined that like a year in advance.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there was any shock that it was actually going to happen, but it was cool finally seeing that happen.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be kind of interesting seeing him shrinking back down in Ant-Man and the Wasp after you find out he can go jumbo-sized.
Jumbo-sized.
But he's going to at least be big, at least at one point in the sequel.
Do you think in Infinity War there'll be a trailer for Ant-Man?
Maybe a new trailer?
Yeah.
Because we've seen one trailer.
Yeah.
But it'd be a good time to drop a new one. Yeah, maybe. Okay, number 8. Now, I think it's... Yeah, 5 through 8. Remember when I was talking about how we made our lists?
Uh-huh.
Assigned points. I had 4 characters come up with the same amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
So our numbers 5 through 8 were those, and I actually had to flip a coin to figure out the ordering of one of them because we had them flipped. But so what I came up with was number 8 is Thor.
Okay.
Chris Hemsworth, 7 films. Been in 7 films as Thor. That's pretty great. Thor Ragnarok. I feel like Thor Ragnarok finally nailed the character for me.
Yeah.
There were little things like, I mean, he's never been off really, but it's trouble. It's
It's
hard.
more like there he is.
Yeah.
Just kinda...
It's hard to take the character and do something that's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of have that kind of period piece, like Shakespearean kind of thing almost.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a very like kind of sci-fi version of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it can kind of lose you. And like we were just like, while we were putting our list together, I had Thor: The Dark World playing. And what was the line that Odin said? He comes in there. He was, oh God, what did he say? He was like, you think my words mere noises, so you ignore them? Like, it's just that kind of dialogue and stuff is so hard to wrap your ear around sometimes.
I like when they played as Thor's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
you know? Just a little bit.
Yeah, he is kind of stupid.
Uh-huh.
Like even like in Earth terms, of course, he's kind of stupid because he doesn't get a lot of things on Earth, but also kind of in Asgard. Like he's a little dumb there too. Like he's a badass and he's a warrior and everyone loves him for that. But he still kind of doesn't get things sometimes. Like he doesn't follow rules and listen to his dad and stuff like that. And he's just that fool that will go off and attack the frost giants and stuff when he doesn't need to and stuff like that. And he's constantly being manipulated by Loki, who's just like running circles around him intellectually. But I mean, the humor of the character is what's always worked best for me. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit of that, just him being kind of stupid.
Uh-huh.
But like, it's just always in the first movie the another and like smashing the thing, or like give me a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And the pet store is like, no, we just got dogs and cats. Well, give me one of those large enough to ride.
All right.
Yeah, stuff like that. I love. And I love just his relationship with the Hulk.
Yeah.
The what they've done with him. And speaking of, Hulk is
That's
our
a good
number
team
7. Up. Bruce Banner, Hulk, number 7. Mark Ruffalo in 5 films, including the post-credit tag and Iron Man.
That's a really... I'm glad you brought that up because I laughed really hard like watching that little tag
Yeah.
at the end of Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's like, I'm not that kind of doctor. And he's just like, what, you don't have the training or the time? He's like, the temperament. Like,
yeah.
but like, what's underneath that? He's like, bro, look, we saved the world. Like, but I just don't give a fuck about I don't care. Like, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
And turn into the Hulk and smash this place if you keep talking. Like,
I
I like that.
I love Mark Ruffalo as a character. Like, I really, like what you said earlier, I really liked Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he really worked for me as Bruce Banner.
Uh-huh.
Like, he just kind of visually, especially. Like, visually, I think he looked great. But, like, Mark Ruffalo, he brings something new to him. And I don't think I was super familiar with Mark Ruffalo as an actor before Avengers.
No.
And so seeing him in that, like, it just kind of very eye-opening thing is I really loved him. And, like, the way they've did the motion capture stuff with him as the Hulk has just made the character even stronger and everything. Done some really cool stuff. I love, in Ragnarok, he's just a big angry baby, man.
Yep.
Like, you see the part where, like, they're arguing and he's just, like, kind of walking back and, like, just putting his arms and just pushing his arms around and stuff and he's, like, throwing stuff. He's like, no, you are blah, blah. Just yelling and stuff. I love that stuff. And he's like sad that the people on Earth don't like him. So they call you the stupid Avenger. He's like, you're tiny Avenger. Stuff like that. I love that stuff. That's my favorite.
Stupid Avenger.
I always loved the Hulk in these movies ever since Ruffalo took over as it. But that was just, again, my favorite, seeing Hulk in that context and seeing him grow up a little bit, like, because he's a toddler and he's a little bit older now. He's still a big old angry baby. Number 6 was Tony Stark / Iron Man. I had him up a lot higher, but you had him down pretty low.
But again, that's just at a certain point I just started putting down names as they
Yeah, like Tony Stark was my number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's been in more films than just about anybody. He's been in 9 films.
I also ranked it on like how I kind of connected with the character. Like, I enjoy Tony Stark, but I don't connect with him on certain. You know what I mean?
You were talking earlier about Tony Stark, about how rewatching his movies and stuff, the early Iron Man movies.
That I really liked. I forgot how much I liked Iron Man 2 and 3.
Oh yeah.
I just there's certain little things in there that like I had forgotten about when he's talking about his dad, and he's like, it's like certain lines he said in Iron Man 2 was like, his dad he'd never heard "I love you" or "I'm proud of you" or that kind of thing. I was like, there he is. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, you were saying that, and I while Iron Man 2 and 3 are along with Thor: The Dark World are among my bottom of all the ranking of all the, like, we did our ranking we did a ranking like probably a year and a half ago when Doctor Strange came out. We ranked all the Marvel movies, and when this movie with Infinity War coming out, we thought about doing that again, but we decided we'll save that until next year when Avengers 4 comes out. We'll revisit it. We'll revisit it and do a new ranking because we'll have more movies, but at that point to add to that list, and whatnot. I do think that, like, even though they're in the bottom of my list, I still think those movies are a lot stronger than some other stuff.
And, you know, another thing I just remember when we were talking about, like, you know, Tony Stark creates all his own villains. Not really. Like, when I go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't create Jeff Bridges, you know, fucking up his shit.
I mean, he kind of created the idea for the Ironmonger thing, and he took that from him, but still.
No.
He was an asshole.
He made the Iron Man suit. Someone stole it from him.
Yeah.
So he didn't create it.
Yeah, but he didn't create Justin Hammer. Justin Hammer's just an asshole.
Yeah.
And
I love that character.
Whiplash was more mad at his dad than...
It's like, Iron Man didn't do it.
Yeah.
He's just...
Mind his own business. Then in Iron Man 3, the Mandarin was just being a global terrorist, and Iron Man's like, no, I'm going to do something about this asshole. I really like that, watching that again.
Yeah.
Just going...
I like
Tony
the boldness of him giving him his address.
He's like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I'm Iron Man. Here's where I live. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, he was basically like, I'm not afraid of you, bitch.
Yeah.
But I do like when he gets like annoyed when like the doorbell rings and he's like, I threatened a terrorist. Why is the...
yeah, when the one character shows up, the scientist lady.
Uh-huh.
Was it Rebecca Hall, the actress? I can't remember the character name. I watched it 2 days ago. I think that Robert Downey Jr., the most brilliant casting choice in the MCU. Just And Marvel wasn't sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Favreau had to fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably the single smartest thing they ever did in the MCU.
Yep.
Bring him in. Number 5, Doctor Stephen Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch. And this is surprising because he's only been in Infinity War will be his 3rd film.
Uh-huh.
But he's pretty high on our list here. I've been looking forward to seeing Doctor Strange. Since phase 1, when we started going, so they really are doing all these. Because back then it was uncertain. We weren't sure we would ever get an Avengers.
Uh-huh.
For sure. Like we saw in Iron Man 1, the Avenger Initiative thing at the end with Nick Fury. But
like, oh, that's cute. They'll never get to it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's going to be one of those things like, oh, that was neat. Well, they never did anything with it. But
I guess it was nice hearing the name.
It's just, that's why everyone sucks Marvel's dick so hard. Is because they did what no other studio was able to do in that way.
Mm-hmm.
All these other studios have made these promises and never live up to them, and this is the first time that it's actually worked, and we're actually seeing the fruit of all that effort come in.
Well, let's just only do Batman and Superman movies.
Yeah, for 70 years, 80 years.
Hey, do you guys want to do a different character? No.
Yeah, I just love Doctor Strange. I know there might be a little question of really, is he really the Sorcerer Supreme now after the little time we've seen him in these movies or whatever? But
a lot of time passed though in that movie.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much time passed in that, and also the fact that he was spinning and he's a genius too.
Mm-hmm. I think that kind of got skipped over a little bit. Maybe it wasn't hit as hard as that. Yeah. He might be at the bottom of the list, but if you put him, Shuri, Tony, and Banner in a room, they'll come up with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be amazing, seeing that.
Right? And then Thor's just trying to figure out what the fuck anyone's talking about.
Just Thor and Rocket hanging out, and Groot, they're on the same level, those three. Benedict Cumberbatch, I was so excited when he was cast, too.
That was one of those ones where I was like, oh, that'd be neat. They'll never get him, but that'd be neat.
Yeah. It was. They nailed that one. All right, number 4, T'Challa, Black Panther, coming in strong at number 4. Chadwick Boseman.
I like his original costume more so than the necklace that appears. I don't know. I just like the physical.
Yeah, what it looks like when he takes the helmet off.
Yeah, I think that looks really. It does this cool thing around his neck.
Yeah,
I think it looks cool.
I think the new costume is a little bit sleeker, maybe.
Yeah,
which I kind of like, but he seemed a little bulky in that first movie.
I like the bulkiness a little bit for that costume. I just think it looks cool.
Yeah, but I like the kind of stuff they did in Black Panther.
I like the blue though that goes.
Yeah,
is it blue or purple?
I think it's purple.
Okay.
That kind of wave go through the suit and everything.
I do like that.
Yeah. But the movie was phenomenal.
What if the part where he jumps off the car and he runs on the wall
in Civil War?
But what? No.
No, Black Panther. Yeah.
But what if he's got some mass to him. Mm-hmm. So what if he accidentally just went straight through the building and just overshot it?
Yep. Not as light on his feet as an actual cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he stole the show in Civil War, but I feel like his movie, he was the victim of show stealing because his movie was his own movie was stolen by so many characters in his movie.
Do you remember at the end of Avengers when the little tag where they're all getting shawarma?
Yeah.
What if that's in this one, but they're all in a restaurant, but they're in line, the little
in a buffet
zigzag
line?
Yeah.
And it's just that scene plays out of them just getting their food and moving down.
all in a little tray.
That'd be amazing.
Rocket can't really reach, so Hawkeye grabs him like a thing. Just
Iron Man lately goes you know what I'm feeling this time? Golden Corral. It's I'm a billionaire. I've never tried Golden Corral. Why would I? But I'm curious. We got a lot of us. We got a lot of mouths to feed.
Tony and T'Challa are playfully fighting over who's going to pay the bill.
Yeah. Oh, I hope that's the post-credit scene.
That'd be a good one.
That's gonna be in Avengers 4. I'm calling it now.
All right.
Golden Corral.
Sweet. That's what that secret title is.
Yeah. Avengers go to Golden Corral. Oh God. But Black Panther's cool, and this is a character that's pretty fresh, and 2016 was the first time we've seen this character in live action.
Yeah.
And same with Doctor Strange. some of these really new recent characters are pretty high on our list here, and that's just because they've finally got around to doing some of these, and they did them really well. Number 3, Star-Lord, Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, 3 films as of Infinity War that we've seen him in. He's the only human character in the Guardians, but it's he's just a lot of fun. I love Chris Pratt. Everyone
he's
loves
really
Chris
funny.
Pratt.
He's really he's really talented.
Yeah, he's awesome, and like, I mean, dude, he got ripped for this character.
He got
like,
swolt.
if you look at him in Parks and Rec, it's like looking at a completely different dude.
It's funny if you go through the whole series, you see when he becomes Star-Lord.
Yeah. Well, I think he actually, even before Star-Lord, he got in really good shape for the Hurt Locker, I think it was.
Oh, Hurt Locker. I don't think he was in that, was he?
I mean, I can double check, but I'm pretty sure it was a movie like that.
Jeremy Renner.
Are they both in that?
I don't know. But I think it's fun. Like, if you're watching Parks and Rec, there's when Andy goes away for quote-unquote 3 months to Europe. I was like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
You're making a movie.
Zero Dark 30, that's what it is.
Oh.
I haven't seen either. But Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 came out around the same time, so I always get those two mixed up. So yeah, that was the one he was in, Zero Dark 30. But around that time is when he got in good shape, and then you see him in Guardians of the Galaxy, still in that incredible shape. But anyway, yeah, he's just a fun character, and he's another one of those characters that I've been dying to see interact with these other characters in the MCU.
Yeah, I feel a bit of a, what's the word?
Affinity for?
Yeah, like I could see myself playing that part.
Like,
do you know what I mean? That
it?
kind of a stupid, like,
that's
wisecracking.
That's the type of character you would like to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, in there.
Just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, because that type of character doesn't necessarily have to be like a big tough guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
He's all talk.
Yeah. All talk. Just. Because there's the part that I'm like, okay, that's why I think I could play him. Like in the very beginning of the first one, where he's stealing the thing out of the, and they're kind of chasing him, and he kind of throws a bomb real quick. He jumps in his ship and he's flying away, and he does this weird little laugh. He's like, ah, like he's laughing because he's like, I'm getting away with it. I'm getting away with it.
Yeah. It's he's great because he can be so funny and so like charismatic in these movies. He can also hit those really great emotional beats that we've seen in both movies, like, you know, with the character's, you know, history with his mother and then his meeting his father and all that stuff. And he hits some really good like emotional beats in those movies, and just the stuff with Yondu and everything. So number 2, remember we said we made this list, you know, based on the MCU movies alone, not the other stuff, but still this guy came in pretty high. Yeah. Got Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tom Holland's only been in 3 films as of including Infinity War.
Uh-huh.
Do
you count Iron Man 2?
No. Well, Tom Holland wasn't in it, unless that was him. What if it was him all those years ago, and they were like, you know who would be good to cast? The guy that was in Iron Man 2, the little kid. He's great. He's a great actor now.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I love. We were talking about that earlier too.
Personally, I'm going to count it.
Yeah. Well, it's great, like there's a lot of stuff like that. Looking in the early films of the MCU and just seeing stuff and going, oh, that kind of correlates to something that happens like 10 films later or whatever. Yeah. It's awesome. But for me, my money, hands down, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Yeah. I think maybe the costume. I think the best costume is still probably for me was Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. It was probably the worst Spider-Man movie.
True.
Yeah. And I didn't think they could go any lower than Spider-Man 3.
They did.
They found it. Hold my beer, says Sony. But yeah, like it's not only because he's in school either. They kind of found the right balance of like him running his mouth while he's fighting these people and stuff like that, and just stuff like that, and also just those hero moments and stuff like that. And you're like, this is a kid, but he's being really heroic right now, or he's doing something really great. Like him holding together the Staten Island ferry is just very reminiscent to the Spider-Man 2 with the train and stuff. But it still is a big moment for that character. And also just like the come on Spider-Man part, like where he's buried in the rubble.
Because he's not calling himself Peter.
He's calling it, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, calling himself Spider-Man is the thing that gives him
Yeah.
the thing to the strength he needs. The inner
Nobody
strength.
else is coming. You're
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man.
Mhm.
That's who you really are.
Yeah.
You know.
And I love that the reflection thing they did with the mask and the puddle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just I'm so happy that he's finally a part of this stuff now.
Yeah.
Because we've been seeing Spider-Man films for longer than any of these other characters.
That's true.
But
True.
but now to see what it's like with him in this world is just perfect. Like I wouldn't change a thing about all that.
Would you have Tobey Maguire play Uncle Ben?
That would be interesting. I don't think he's old enough. Well,
How old is what's her name?
Marissa Tomei?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she's old. Like,
Well, no,
I
that's
think
what
she's
I'm
probably
saying.
a little older than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, but you just
But
put
I
a
don't
little bit
know.
of gray in his hair.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tobey Maguire in a while though.
He probably looks older than you think.
Probably.
What if they did like a multiverse thing in a Spider-Man movie, and you see Tobey and Andrew Garfield?
And all them together.
Yeah.
Tobey, Andrew Garfield,
And whoever it is to play Miles
Tom
Morales.
Holland and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Right?
It'll never happen, but it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
They should get all the actors to do a voice in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
Oh, that'd be
animated
good.
thing. Yeah. Okay, and finally, we'll end this thing. We'll end this nightmare. Number 1.
Loki.
Yes. I lied because of the God of Mischief. No, Captain America. Good old Steve Rogers.
Yep. Number
Chris
1.
Evans, again, he's at the top of the list with Tony Stark in 9 films. Chris Evans as Captain America he's like the purest embodiment of the word hero.
Yeah.
This guy is everything. Like he's just rewatching these movies, like going through, like I haven't even watched any of the other Cap movies yet. I just saw the first one, but I love that first movie.
Yeah.
I think, honest to God, I think the Captain America trilogy is my favorite superhero, like comic book trilogy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as much as I love The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises let me down a bit, but
Yeah.
all 3 of these Cap movies hold up really strong for me.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Just seeing, like,
Because when he's Skinny Steve,
yeah,
he's the same person.
yeah,
So like, there's no like, he's exactly what that scientist dude told. Like, stay who you are,
yeah.
and he's exactly the same character.
Mm-hmm. It's so much time has passed, you kind of forget about that skinny little Steve sometimes, and like going back is like that's who he really is inside. But his heart is so big and everything that like that's who he was and looks like and stuff. But Captain America is who he is in his heart inside.
Yeah.
It's like that judging a book by its cover thing, or like judge people for who they are on the inside. That's what they did with that machine. When that serum and stuff, they made him who he was on the inside, and who he was on the inside is this beautiful fucking godlike hero.
Like
It's just phenomenal.
in the what is it at the army base when they're all doing push-ups and then Tommy Lee Jones like throws the grenade.
Yeah, he's doubting him. He's
Right.
doubting him hard all that time, and then that moment he's like, "Damn, this kid's got some balls."
It's like he knows he's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess this is it.
And I love the little thing too when they're running and like they get to the flagpole and
Yeah.
like, anyone can bring it down. Can
Like
ride
he's also
back with-
clever.
Yeah, and also they get to ride back with Agent Carter. He's like, well, shit, yeah, I'm getting this down. Right with her. I love that relationship too. So it's so heartbreaking to me, like that they only had that short time
Yeah.
together, but they had such a strong connection. Their chemistry was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love that we've gotten to see both sides of it. Like, we've gotten to see what his life was like without her and everything, you know, and the movies and stuff, and even a little bit not quite without her because he did get to visit her. We saw that in Winter Soldier, but then in Civil War she had passed away and he had to go to the funeral. But if you watched Agent Carter, which is a really solid show,
Oh yeah.
I finally went back and watched, because I had seen the first season, never saw the second. I finally went back and watched it all again. I really liked that show, and but it was cool seeing it from her point of view as well, and seeing like what it was like for her without him. And it's just a bummer on either way you slice it. Like it's so heartbreaking. That's why part of me was like that theory that you always had about what if that was the end of, instead of like. Well, we're at the end of our list here, so I did want to maybe spend a little time talking about predictions for Infinity War, so we'll start here.
Everybody's gonna die.
My opinion is everyone's going to die. But in this movie, in this first movie, and then they're all going to come back in the fourth movie, and then some of them are going to die again, or they're going to find other reasons to write them out. And what if that's what they do? What if they kill Cap off in Infinity War, and then bring him back in that one, and instead of killing him off again, they just Doctor Strange
I think
takes
it'd
him
have
back
to be
to the
either
40s.
one way or the other. I think if you kill him and then bring him back later, it doesn't have the same effect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also comic books, so everyone comes back. No one stays dead.
But what if everyone dies but Doctor Strange just keeps going back in time until they get it right?
Yeah.
And he's like really tired by the end of it.
Yeah. And he dies.
That'd be fucked up.
He just fades away.
He's like, God damn it.
It's like, I only got one movie. Yeah, so basically this is my theory. This is what I'm thinking is gonna happen in Avengers. In Infinity War, I think Cap's gonna die for sure. And probably most of the characters. And then I think, and this is based a little bit on speculation based on some set pictures for Avengers 4. I mean, I don't know much. I've seen very few of them, but I've seen what a lot of other people have seen. So if you've seen any of those things, shouldn't be spoiling too much for you, but if you're the kind of person that avoids those things completely, this might be the time to jump off. So I think it's going to be pretty much everybody except for Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Either Hawkeye dies early on, or maybe he's not involved in the film much at all.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about 4 or 3?
For 4, I think this movie's going to end with just about everybody but Tony Stark dying, and he's going to and maybe Doctor Strange. So it's Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, and they put together Ant-Man, Wasp, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye. He's going to be Nomad at that point. I think what's going to happen. I think early on in this movie, something's going to happen to Hawkeye's family, and then he's going to become Nomad, and then he's going to be part of that team that in the second movie that kind of goes, because there's a lot of pictures of stuff happening from throughout the history of the Marvel universe. We're going to be revisiting places that we've seen before, and times that we've seen before. And I think and there's pictures of them at the Battle of New York from the Avengers.
Like Ant-Man is there.
It's Captain America in the Avengers costume, but Ant-Man and Tony Stark wearing what he's kind of wearing in Infinity War, like the kind of hoodie and shit like that with the arc reactor underneath. So I think that's why they're there. They go back in time and
do what
and try to and maybe grab people from. What if that's what happened? What if we never knew that Captain America was just in the middle of that fight and they showed up, grabbed him, pulled him away, and was like, help us fight this thing, and then you can go back and save the day.
It's like, oh, I don't get to sit down for 2 minutes.
God damn it. That's why I was so tired at the end in that shawarma scene. He was like, this is some bullshit. Now I know when I'm going to die and everything. But yeah, like, I think, I don't know how they're doing it, but I do know there's some kind of time travel involved because they're revisiting those events. Or who knows? There's also that shit that they established in Civil War, the thing that you can like go in, like the thing that Tony Stark did when the first time you see him, you see that kind of flashbacky scene where he's revisiting memories and stuff. What if there's something they can learn from some of these events that they go back and do that, and maybe you're seeing them in like Tony's memory of something or somebody else's memory.
That might be what that is.
Yeah. Did you suggest that at one point?
No.
So I heard that somewhere, and I don't know who came up with that idea, but anyway. But I was gonna say earlier, maybe another option, maybe Doctor Strange does die, and maybe Scarlet Witch is the one to completely change reality, and she loses her shit. She already lost Quicksilver, then she could lose Vision, who she's grown really close to, and stuff like that, and just completely lose her shit and rewrite all of reality. Gonna take something like that at some point. That's why I think we definitely need to keep her around until this Marvel stuff goes through.
Yeah.
This Fox stuff goes through to kind of use her maybe as an excuse to bridge the two universes. Any predictions?
I feel like Cap and Tony are gonna die in this one. I just feel it.
I don't think Tony is, but
no,
because of what I just said about, I think he's involved in the time jumping in 4. But Cap, I think, is a goner. As much as I hate him. I mean, he's a number 1 on our list.
I mean, he's gonna go out he ain't gonna go out like no bitch.
No, he's gonna go out in the best like blaze of glory ever.
He's gonna go out in some kind of huge sacrifice play. I feel like, or maybe like it's gonna mirror like in the first Avenger when he's like in that alleyway and he gets kind of beaten up and pushed around by that bigger dude. And then Winter Soldier comes in. I think they might mirror that a little bit, but if not, he's gonna go in like some kind of.
That's the thought. What if Cap's about to die and like you see someone else make the sacrifice play to save? What if Bucky sacrifices himself to save Cap?
Oh fuck! I don't like that either.
Yeah.
What if Cap just yanks that Infinity Gauntlet off his hands and then just
what you gonna do now?
Bitch. Throws it to Hulk and Hulk just whips it into space.
They're like, piss off.
He just whips it into the sun.
Oh man. I'm so excited for this movie.
Stan Lee should pick up the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Fucking beat his ass.
What if that's his cameo in this one?
Awesome.
He picks up the Infinity Gauntlet. Like,
should.
Finally! He starts just stomping Thanos' ass. I said earlier there was that thought I had about, what if someone else is in the War Machine armor? I've also seen people speculate about that Hulkbuster armor. What if someone else is in that other than Tony Stark? What if...
We all know it's Bruce Banner, for whatever reason.
Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, well, I can use my smarts, but still the strength of Hulk.
Yeah. So what he's going to do, he's going to wear it in that one quick shot where, like, all the aliens are jumping on him. Yeah. He's going to get super pissed and bust out of it.
Yeah.
As Hulk, and then just smash him up.
Yeah.
Push him up good.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to think of. Like I was like, why would Bruce Banner need to be in that unless for some reason he couldn't turn into the Hulk? If it was like for some reason against his wishes. But thinking of it, what if he did need to use his brain while being the Hulk, and he needed a little bit of both, and that's kind of a good middle ground. Like, that's smart. Yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I mean, the only thing I think of when I think of that Hulkbuster suit is that like he's obviously not like got his arms and legs like out maneuvering. He's got to stand like stiff as a board while he's in it. Like you can't move around in it.
In the Hulkbuster?
Yeah. If you think about it.
Yeah. Any?
No.
It's long. I figured this would be kind of long. I was hoping we'd get through it as quickly as we could, but I was happy to talk about these things. Like it's really cool. Like finally, 10 years.
Yeah.
We're finally getting to see all of this come together, and it's not quite a two-parter anymore.
Yeah.
But at least when we finish this movie, it's going to be, we've been building to this, but there's still more after this. So that's exciting too.
Darkseid shows up and they all just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Steppenwolf.
Cap shaves everything on his beard except for the mustache.
Yeah.
Just like, what's up?
All right. Oh, I just realized I kept saying Nomad earlier about Hawkeye.
I know.
Nomad's Captain America.
Yeah. Hawkeye is Ronan.
Ronan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
That's what it was. That's why we couldn't end this show. I knew there was something.
Got it.
No. All right. If you like this episode, please do us a favor and subscribe to the Amazing Nerdiverse on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher app. And leave us a review. It's the most important thing you can do to help us out, help people find this show. If you're watching on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. Tell us who you would rank, how you would rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. Share this show with your friends online on social media on Facebook.com/The Amazing Nerdiverse. On Instagram, we're at Amazing Nerdiverse, and on Twitter, I'm at Jeff_Grants.
I'm at Steven Tugert.
And we are at Nerdiverse Pod. And go to TheAmazingNerdiverse.com for all that and a little more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Tugert.
We'll catch you right here next time in The Amazing Nerdiverse.
Hit him.
Hit him in the mouth.
And scene.